32 clubs. Sebastian Abreu lived his football like a traveling troubadour, boots laced and passport stamped, not only played it. Officially ranking as the Guinness World Record for playing with 32 professional clubs across 11 countries, El Loco became a footballing myth over a 26-year odyssey. From Montevideo to Tel Aviv, Rosario to San Salvador, Abreu's path was legendary rather than straightforward. 30 career moves, 12 of them loans, did not indicate instability. They revealed a story of constant reinventions. Abreu followed opportunity rather than permanence. Speaking the universal language of goals everywhere he went, he scored 338 goals in more than 700 appearances, moving from the elite leagues to the obscure. Abreu was exceptional not only with the passport stamps, but also with constant demand. Clubs brought him in not as a novelty, but rather as a striker with still dynamic ability. He was every club man, not a one-club man. He made loyalty something more general, that of a dedication to the game itself. Abreu left not one monument behind when he retired. Rather, he left footprints on hundreds of fields and memories in cities whose names hardly find resonance in Champions League anthems. Sebastian Abreu belonged to football and did not wear any one badge, and there is a fan in every corner of the world who can boldly declare, he played here. Age 58. Kazuyoshi Miura rewrites time. He does not challenge it. Born in 1967, King Kazu is still a driven spirit in motion, rather than a relic playing professional football at 58. Having debuted in 1986, he has fashioned a 5-decade career almost legendary, spanning generations who once watched him as children and now see him as teammates. Miura is on loan to Atletico Suzuka from Yokohama FC. His presence on the field is deliberate rather than ceremonial. While Miura's path shines more for remaining relevant at elite levels, Robert Carmona holds the Guinness World Record for lifetime. He has played meaningfully, not only long. His secret was one based on discipline, healing, and unflinching will. Miura's attitude transcends mere muscle and bone. Miura is still outsprinting young, outlasting eras, and outliving trends in a world when players retire by 35 and coach by 40. He redefines age, not objects against it. Kazuyoshi Miura is not on a farewell tour. He is a walking challenge to restrictions, an active anthem to passion. He tells the world a truth every time he laces up his boots. Football does not age. It lives in those who are not ready to stop performing. 3 World Cups winner. Pelé redefined immortality on its largest platform, not only dominated football. Raising the trophy in 1958, 1962, and 1970, he became the only man to ever win 3 FIFA World Cups, so imprinting his name into the very foundation of the game. Over 60 years have not seen a match for that achievement, and perhaps never will. He became the youngest ever to score in both at 17, electrifying the 1958 World Cup with 6 goals including a semi-final hat-trick and 2 in the final. An early injury cut his tournament short in 1962, but Brazil prevailed. Early genius still lingered. Pelé had developed by 1970, scoring, supporting, commanding. Still regarded as the best team to grace a World Cup is that Brazil team, with Pelé at its core. But Pelé was usually the difference, not only a contributor. His goals were brilliant, his passes opened defenses, his aura raised everyone in his vicinity. He evolved from the pulse of Brazil to the emblem of the beautiful game for the planet, and Pelé went beyond mere athletics outside the field. At a period of great division, a worldwide black icon broke down boundaries with grace and intelligence. One legend at a time, he was establishing rather than chasing records. 3 World Cups, one legacy capable of shaking souls. Pelé did not only engage in football, he came to be its benchmark. Most loyal manager, Guy Roux raised a legacy rather than ran a football team. AJ Auxerre was his life's work, not only his team for 44 years. Roux provided something rare in a field fix-oriented on short visits: permanency. From 1964 until 2000 and once more until 2005, he shaped Auxerre not with millions but with patience, morality, and unparalleled loyalty. He grew a 5th-tier amateur side season by season into a League One powerhouse. Under Roux, Auxerre claimed a seat at Europe's top table, 4 Coupe de France medals, and the French title in 1996. More than silverware, though, he nurtured brilliance, developing skills like Eric Cantona, Laurent Blanc, and Basile Boli long before they were icons. About 2,000 games. League One alone marks a European record with 890. His touch was exact. His philosophy derived from youth, organization, and belief. Others chopped and modified. Roux planted seeds. Roux's career seems almost legendary today in a time of revolving doors and short tenures. He changed rather than just survived. Though Auxerre could wear the badge, Guy Roux gave it soul, heartbeat, and identity. Not only a manager, more than that, an active monument. Before we move on to the next record, we have a question for you. What do you think is Guy Roux's greatest legacy in football? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Top scoring goalkeeper. Rogerio Ceni reimagined the last line of protection rather than standing behind it. Having 131 goals to his credit, he holds the Guinness World Record as the highest scoring football goalkeeper ever. Not by chance, not a trick, not a secret. A change in gloves. São Paulo FC saw something hitherto unheard of between 1997 and 2015. Their lifetime guardian, Ceni, became their dead ball maestro. He took them all like a striker born, not borrowed. Free kicks bent with elegance and penalties hammered with poise. Of his objectives, only one came in clear view. The rest? Created from silence, called with accuracy. He was not fresh. He presented both a threat and a presence. Usually goalkeepers protect against danger. Ceni wrote it. Critics worried about his right foot, not his hands. Drawing whole set-piece defenses with him in mind, coaches considered. Commentators found themselves short of adjectives. But trust is what makes his legacy great. São Paulo responded without delay. They empowered. Around a keeper who could kill a game from 30 yards out, they developed plays, practiced routines, and changed strategies. And by doing this, they helped redefine the very limits of a once-thought fixed position. Rogerio Ceni was not just a football player. In cleats, he was a paradox, a guardian acting like a gladiator. He turned into a category of one in a game of specialists. He wasn't just a goalkeeper, he was a game changer. Unbeaten champions. Arsenal transcended the Premier League in 2003-04 rather than took over it. They passed a season without a single loss under Arsène Wenger's measured eye and Patrick Vieira's thunderous leadership. 38 matches. 0 losses was the rule. With a record so unlikely, they became known as the Invincibles, a myth. Preston North End had done it before, in a 22-game season 116 years ago. But with the ferocity of Manchester United and Chelsea's ambition, this was the modern Premier League. Arsenal's achievement was unthinkable rather than merely unusual. Leading the charge with 30 goals, Thierry Henry moved like a phantom past defenders. Robert Pires down the wings painted brilliance. Dennis Bergkamp passed akin to a dream. Sol Campbell and Kolo Touré built an unbreakable wall behind them. Still, stars did not define this team. It was described in steel terms. Not once in their last 20 games did they trail after the 71st minute. Though they fought the war on their own terms, they did not win every battle. Grace was tied in marriage to grit. Style ran alongside endurance. Arsenal stood with dignity and moral integrity in a league meant to punish the proud. 20 years later, their run is still unaltered. The Invincibles were not only a team, they were a statement. Perfection for Arsenal did not depend on winning every game. They merely refused to give up. 21 years with Italy. Gianluigi Buffon played for Italy for so long, his name became inseparable from the national team. Buffon became the most capped player in Italy's history and one of the most enduring figures in modern football, with 176 international appearances over a 21-year career spanning 1997 to 2018. He participated in the Azzurri not only as a devoted member, his pulse was that of this. Only a few players have ever accomplished. Buffon represented Italy in 5 FIFA World Cups. 1998, 2002, 2006, 2010, and 2014. 2006 was his defining year when he guided Italy to World Cup glory in Germany. He gave up just 2 goals in 7 games in that competition. One derived from a penalty, the other was an own goal. His exceptional performance brought him the Lev Yashin Award, the tournament's best goalkeeper's accolade. The degree of performance Buffon maintained over more than 2 decades is what really distinguishes his legacy. Starting, leading, and saving, he was Italy's #1 even in his 40s. He took on the team captain in 2010, so reinforcing his position not only as a player, but also as a symbol of class, calm, and leadership. With 26 years of international career, Andorra's Ildefons Lima boasts the longest record. But Buffon's influence was different. Against the best teams, on the largest venues, under continuous pressure. He did not simply prolong his employment, he stayed on top. Gianluigi Buffon never was merely the man in goal. He was a living tribute to dependability, fortitude, and brilliance. If you've made it this far, you probably enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. 73 goals in one season. Lionel Messi's 2011-12 season was less a campaign and more a living myth unfolding in real time, as if football itself were witnessing its own masterpiece come to life. The stadium seemed to slant forward every time Messi wore the Barcelona shirt and set foot on the Camp Nou grass, as though every spectator was holding their breath, expecting the impossible, and somehow never disappointed. The The figures tell only half the story. Not only was it an athletic achievement, scoring 73 goals in one season, but it also challenged preconceptions. 50 in La Liga, 14 in the Champions League, and more dispersed across every tournament Barcelona entered. Messi was changing what it meant to find the net, not only scoring. Every goal had a different tale, each one a fresh brushstroke on a canvas of glory. Left foot, right foot, header, solo run, quick flick, chip over the keeper. Messi moved inside Guardiola's Barcelona like a silent current. Fluid, erratic, always carrying risk. There were games where defenders appeared to age a year in a single 90 minutes chasing him, and moments when time slowed as Messi danced across tackles, altering the weight of the game with a flick of his ankle. Messi's brilliance, though, was not a solo performance. It was entwined with the movement, rhythm, and vision of a team that defined an era, even in his most spectacular moments. Barcelona lost La Liga that year, ironically, but Messi's particular genius exceeded disappointment. By shattering Gerd Muller's decades-old record, he gave footballing immortality new form, not with a single trophy, but with a set of memories burned into every witness's mind. One of the best teams in football came to revolve around his assists, runs, humility, and relentless pursuit of excellence. Messi seemed to stretch the very boundaries of the game, transforming the ordinary and presenting the world with what it looks like when genius meets opportunity for one season. Football fans everywhere discovered that some events are so unique and beautiful, they become legends before the last whistle ever blows. Now it's over to you. Which record in football history do you think stands out the most? Let us know in the comments. We'll read each one. And if there's any legendary record we might have missed, be sure to tell us. See you in the next video. Until then, keep celebrating the beautiful game.